How you doing, Blake?
Pretty good. So it's a good Monday. I was just talking. I did some research this weekend on AI, and we are just kind of talking about AI and how that's affecting us right now. I saw we were building China's building an underwater AI bunker.
Ooh, that's for cooling, I guess, to keep it cool.
Yeah. I was just like, it's like an AI race right now.
That's pretty smart. Well, we have AI today was looking. Hold on, let me close out this trade real quick.
AI, the stock.
Selling off pretty hard. Let's share my screen.
Oh yeah. That was
Um,
one of those was that one of those Pelosi stocks?
was it? I don't know actually. Well, you can see SoundHound is another AI of these AI stocks. That's soaring today. AI itself, though, is really tumbling hard. Look at that. That's a big old gap down. Was that the low? Where's that recent low? We're going all the way back to 2023 on this baby on C3 AI. Now this is ahead of earnings, which is interesting. So there might be a little fade above earnings opportunity here, because their earnings have been decent. I think what triggered the sell-off was oh man, what did he oh, DC's under federal control now. Interesting. I
Oh
live right
yeah.
outside DC. Uh, so 20%. So C3 AI stock falls 20% as CEO Siebel calls preliminary sales numbers completely unacceptable. Now, what's interesting is that okay, so revenue is going to basically fall by 17 million predicted for this. There might be so this is blowing past any Fibonacci like retracement levels on this. It's also going back all the way back to 2023 lows. So I wonder if, and we have earnings coming up on this baby next Wednesday. Um, Now I wonder if just this recent sell-off, I bet you can probably get just some cheap options play, like just some lotto plays. Maybe let's see what they are at right now. Um, what are we looking at? We're looking at AI. Where does this go out? This the 27th? Was it? They're reporting the same day as NVDA, I guess. Yeah. Let's go out 29th. Some $18 calls. I mean, you can get $18 calls for 77 cents, but if you go shorter, if we just go to 2022, you can get 62 cents per contract. Let's see if there's no open interest there though. Let's go to 18. Yeah, okay. So this is kind of getting a little tight on these. I mean, you could be really aggressive and just go. So I'm seeing a ton of extra volume versus open interest on this week's 20 and a half dollar calls for 15 August at 12 cents. It's cheap. What's up? What's up, everyone? How you doing? Jeff and Chris.
Good. I was just looking
Yeah,
at
right.
the SEP 19s. I mean, they're only like a dollar 50 for the 17 and a halves.
Oh, yeah, yeah, so that's closer. I mean, you could go a little bit more, 20, so 20 bucks. Yeah, so I mean 17 and a half would be right there. That's not a big move either. That's not a big like refill of that gap.
Right.
If you want to be more aggressive, you go up 20, which is right in this. I mean, I don't know. I feel like 2023 lows, C3 AI, I don't have any fundamental reason why I would go back up, honestly, but it is a really highly traded stock. So I feel like people might be trying to buy this dip, at least play the options game on it.
Yeah, I was just looking at the other, weeklies, and I guess everything below 20 has like zero open interest, but at least on the 19th, you got open interest on them.
Yeah. 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 The 19th looks like the best expiration date, honestly. But I mean, it could, yeah, I don't know. I might play it. I might send it out to my Telegram just as a freebie trade for everyone. I mean, there's no, honestly, like, I want to get something cheap and just see if we can, have fun with it. I don't know any reason, like there's no like fundamental or technical reason why it would maybe go back up. And honestly, it could probably sell off more. I mean, maybe as well. So it'll just be like a cheap one if people want to play it. But they had good earnings. I mean, so I guess the idea here is that if we get in, like the earnings announcement is probably going to be bad because they're setting it up. I've never really. It's pretty interesting that they announce such abysmal results ahead of earnings. I wonder why they would do that.
Well, because if they come out with their earnings and they're actually a little bit better than quote unquote expectations now, they'll pop them back up, right?
Right. So that's the play, right? They're trying to
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they're trying to under promise and over deliver, or at least over deliver on their under promise,
Right.
and then you can get a little bit of a bump.
Yep.
Cool beans, man. How was y'all's weekend?
Good. It was a
Easy,
slow
man.
week.
It was good.
I like those.
Last week, Alex, did we talk about my my wild obsession with chasing down a motorcycle?
Yeah, did you get one?
I got one, and I instantly regretted it.
Oh, really?
Well, not in a bad way. It's actually a really nice motorcycle. But I picked it up. It was like an hour and 20 minutes away from me, and I rode it back home, and I almost ran out of gas. It doesn't have a big tank. I mean, it gets like 40 miles to the gallon, but on one tank, I could barely drive like over an hour. So I'm like, that's not fun because I'm envisioning like driving through mountains and going on like like an hour and a half to 2 hour cruises. And I
Yeah.
was like, it's a great bike for like just cruising around, jumping up to like the gym, little like 15, 20-minute drives. But anyway, so I'm already like looking at trade-ins and trade-ups, and it's turned into a whole thing. So more to come on that. But hopefully it all
Nice.
works out right. Get the bike.
Keep
I'm gonna
us
trade
updated
up
on
and get the bike I want.
keep us updated on the motorcycle
I
saga.
will. I will for sure.
Oh, so interesting day for some pretty good price action on SPY. If anybody day trades here, I did a couple.
Up $250, dude. Little SPX action this morning. How are you doing on your wave indicator that makes some money today?
I haven't used it today. I was just using these
Okay.
crossovers today, which
Okay.
works out well, which is
Yeah.
basically what the wave indicator is with just more of them. But for the day trades, like I just use this one. I mean, it's pretty. I like these 9 and 20 crossovers, and then
Very
just
nice.
tap against the moving averages and the VWAP. I also use the VWAP here. But yeah, I mean, I usually trade futures, so I use SPX, but I want to actually like do this as a product. So I trade MES, but I'll just like use SPX to chart it. I know that's kind of like a hackneyed way to do it. I should be using the pips, but I don't. But I've been trying to just use basically just the same strategy with SPY. So you can't really make a futures product, but you can do
Okay.
options. So I've been trying to apply that to SPY. I mean, futures is so easy because it's just buy and sell. You don't have to worry about like the
Pattern day trader rules.
option or whatever. Or yeah, and no PDT rules either. So
Yeah.
Do you guys know that we're likely going to see pattern day trading go away in like Q1, Q2, 2026?
I heard about that. They
That's
only
coming from
$5,000.
that's coming from like Tasty Trade working with the CBOE and SEC for 10 years. I think they're finally getting the leverage needed to show like, look, you can trade Forex, you can trade futures, you can trade a lot of instruments. It's like I think it's a big win for the retail community if you can do no pattern day trading.
Oh,
So,
absolutely, it
especially
would
to
be.
find risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I mean, you can just. I don't even understand. I guess it's just to stop people from going full tilt on like options on the day and losing a ton of money real quick. But
They already do. They already do
Yeah.
with pattern day trading, So it's like I don't know. I think it's a great thing to be removed because I mean you mentioned you just buy and sell on futures. It's like right, but you can also trade options on futures. It's like if you can trade futures options, just options every day. I mean the way that I trade like for daily profit play, for example. I mean sometimes I'm posting potentially 2, 3, 4 trades in a day to make 3, 4, $500 in a day. It's like I need the wiggle room for that. So it helps that I have over 25K in a margin
Right.
account. But if I didn't, I'd still. I mean, these trades are pretty cost effective. I can take a trade that I'm only risking like $100 to make $400. Why would I not take 5 of those trades and manage my risk? But if I pattern day trade, it's like I get flagged and frozen out for 30 days to It's a horrible rule. I mean, when you get flagged for it and you're suspended for like 30 days of trading, that's pretty brutal, man.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it sucks. I mean, I think it's honestly harder because, like, if you can pattern day trade, like if you're able to apply it, you can make you can make two trades, one here, one here, exit here, like one here, exit there, and make your profit target for the day. And this is just an example. But like I feel like when people are more constrained on the amount that they can trade, they have to go and they want to they're trying to think they want to make what X amount of money or whatever. They have to capture bigger moves, which are lower probability. But if you can do a
Right.
lot, if you do, especially for like day trading, if you can do more trades with less money, it's a lot easier to make $10 per position than it is to make 50. So
Yep.
it's good for them.
Well, the only question I would have if they do get rid of that, do they take the margins down to only 2 times again? Because a lot of people who have the pattern day trader have 4 or 8 times their buying power. So does that decrease that buying power? That's the question I would have.
Saying to make it so you could actually put in more trades if they take away pattern day trading, or are you saying
Well, yeah, but
increase or decrease?
yeah, I mean, do they decrease your buying power in doing so? That's the question. Because with the pattern day
I
trader,
hope not.
yeah, exactly. You have a four
Yeah.
times, and sometimes they'll give you 8 times if you have over 100, grand.
Right.
I mean, if they take away the pattern day trader, does everything just go back to you have 2 times your account value for buying power, and that's all you get? I mean, that's
Right.
the question I would have. I would think that they would hold to the 4 times or something like that, but who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if they've.
I can find out.
Yeah,
I can ask the Tasty guys. I mean, they've been talking about this a lot. I've done a few conferences with Tasty over the last few years, and this has always been like a sticking point with how they just trade a bunch of options. They're
Yeah,
super active, and I mean they sell premium. That's like their bread and butter strategy is like their spy strangle. But yeah, I mean if you're a margin account that can't afford to do any of that stuff, it's like I don't know. It's just mechanics. I mean, you get in, you trade small, you trade often, like that strategy works. But if
right.
you're taking away pattern day trading, that makes it a big bonus where you work within the margins that a broker can give you. So I'm curious, like you said, Geof. I mean, portfolio margin. I handle some accounts that are portfolio margin permissions. I mean, I need 175K minimum for that. But if they were doing that on like a 25K or 50K, and you could like lower that buying power, that'd be a huge win across the board for
Yeah,
retail traders.
yeah, absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. Uh, and then I heard over the weekend Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac coming back.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they're trying to IPO them again.
Oh, wow.
What?
So yeah, they no took that away. What was that in '08 during the market crash? And so now they're thinking about IPOing them, bringing in 30 billion.
That's
Interesting.
I mean, are they still going to be government backed?
Well, there's the rub, right? I mean, it's a conservatorship right now, and so if they offer it out to the public, um, I don't know. I mean, the big thing that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac do, they don't actually offer loans; they just buy the mortgages and stuff like that, and then they offer them out onto the market. So when you start looking at that, thinking, well, okay, fine, whatever. But the thing is, they are guaranteed by the government. So when they take over that loan, if anything defaults, they get their money back.
Right.
Right.
And I don't know what happens if they take them public, if that guarantee stays or not.
I mean, wow. Yeah, that'd be wild. It's kind of like MP materials, basically guaranteed by the government for money. I mean, we were talking about this weeks ago. Probably should have just bought it. This thing would have
Yeah.
been amazing. I was like, this can't be like, I mean, this has to, I don't know. It was a huge jump up, but yeah, I guess they had great earnings. Literally, their earnings call was like the headline was just like, Pentagon's guaranteed to buy our stuff. How do you
Yeah.
beat that, man?
Well, it looked like what NVDA and AMD did. They just flipped around and said, "Hey, if we sell chips to China, we'll give you the 15% of the sales." I mean, Talking
Oh
about
yeah,
trying to
look
get
at
into somebody's
that.
back pocket here.
But I saw China said that they're not going to allow NVIDIA to sell chips to them, but that seemed unlikely.
Right.
I don't know where I read that. I read it like last night or something. But it looks like it is though. I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. Pay 15% of revenues from chip sales of China to the US government. Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, is that to get around the tariffs? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the thought is behind all that. When I saw that, I was just like, really? So does McDonald's going to pay the federal government to sell Big Macs over in, China? I mean, I don't get that.
Yeah. That would be crazy. That'd be really wild. Um, wow. So levels, let's wait, let me pull up not that one. All right, so start of a new week. We are heading towards this is the last week of this monthly expiration cycle. I want to talk about that Firefly IPO because that's pretty exciting, I guess. I don't really know what they do, but so a nice little grind up. We're looking at peaking out right underneath, all-time highs. We have about, what is it? What's we at 63.89? High all-time highs were 64.27. So about 50 points. Man, yeah. What do you think? August is looking pretty good. It's not, we're only halfway there almost, but no blowups yet. No sell off. I mean, I guess there was a sell off the first day, but that might have been the sell off for the month. What are you looking at, Chris?
I'm just placing a bunch of trades, dude.
All right, I'll keep
I'll get these
on
trades out in a
talking.
second. Look, I don't think we go much higher without having some type of a sideways range. We're kind of like limping in on earnings season right now. I mean, everything's been pretty strong consensus wise, but we only have like 500 companies. It's just not really a bunch of heavy hitting names and market cap. So I don't. That's the weird part is like we have inflation data this week. Both CPI and so headline CPI and core CPI are both forecasted to be higher prints. Um, I don't see how we can get back to a core CPI at 3% and see that be a good thing right now. It's like everybody knows stuff's more expensive. The government's talking about, yeah, we're going to grow our way through it. That's fine, but Fed cuts don't happen until September. September, October, December, maybe 3 cuts for the year. But I just don't know how we can't have like a little 5% shakeout. I mean, we have a 50-period moving average. We got previous all-time highs. Does this market not respect any structure whatsoever technically? So anyway, I am actually placing. So higher inflation to me means higher stock market, higher gold, higher Bitcoin, and I'm placing puts. Like I'm basically using. If you pull up a chart of IBIT, that's the BlackRock ETF for Bitcoin.
Yeah, let me
I'm just selling puts right now at moving average levels. So we're trading at like 68 right now. I'm selling a 59, 56, 53, and $50 put. I'd pulled in $8.50 credit. I'm willing to take on all the shares if I get assigned, but price has to drop. We have to drop percentage wise. We go from $68 down to $59. We'd have to drop over, 13% in order for me to get assigned. I'm willing to take on all those shares. I mean, I think that Bitcoin is buy the dip. I think it's kind of a weird self-fulfilling thing. It's almost like it's almost too loved on the contrarian side, where it's like everything's being so deregulated and so pro Bitcoin. And Harvard reveals they have $116 million in IBIT, and countries are putting in whatever they can on the books to get Bitcoin. You got financial engineering with MicroStrategy, like it. I don't think at this point it's like a bubble. I just think it's something I'm willing to own, but I have to have some downside protection because it's going to be volatile. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin cracks all-time highs again and we get to 130, 140, 150 this year.
what premium can you get on that? Or how I guess
Dude, I got $8.50 on those 4 puts together. So so if I get assigned, and this would be like price would have to fall all the way below $50, I get assigned with a break even of $52.37. So my break even, if assigned in all those positions, I'd own my 400 shares at 52.37. I'd have about a 24% discount from current price. So rather than chasing all-time highs, I'm just like, look, I'll make, I mean, I've got 13 accounts, so 13 times 850. I mean, I make $11,000 in premium, and maybe I get 0 assignments. But
Mhm.
I also have shares of IBIT that's still going to run. That's kind of my alphas. Like the stock runs great, but I'm just trying to put in some intelligent plays where if price falls, I can at least get some premium for it, and maybe get an assignment. But if it doesn't fall, it keeps going up. I just don't. My least favorite thing is buying all-time highs. Run
Right,
with the
that's
stock price that I
crazy.
have, but not taking not taking the risk at buying, essentially at 121 Bitcoin or buying, IBIT at 68.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that 50 that this amount, this huge, if that fell that much, this huge drop is only back late or April,
Yeah.
early May.
I
Like,
know it's been like surprisingly resilient this year. And I'm not saying there's not risk. I mean, look, if we have a 5 to 10% correction in the S&P or the Qs, I think Bitcoin's going to have something comparable. It probably has all of a 10% correction. Um, but I also think the reflexivity that we see in the stock market and in Bitcoin, I don't know, timing wise, guys, like September is going to be a wild month because like right now in August, it's just lull. Like we haven't broken July 31st highs. We haven't broken August 1st lows. We traded it inside the entire range last week. So far, we're still inside the range. We're at 63.90 on the SPX. So I don't see us necessarily breaking 64.27 this week. Maybe if inflation's high enough and bad enough, then maybe that starts the move back down to August 1st lows. I just don't know how this market can shrug off like a lot of bad things. I mean, we've had the wall of worry for a long time, but $40 trillion of global debt needed to be refinanced in the next 12 months is going to have to take its toll in the market at some point. It's just how and when and why. But I mean, heck, man, we might be at 7,000 plus in the SPX before anything bad happens.
dude, I
So
mean, look, I've been saying that. That was my bold prediction. We're hitting SPX 7,000.
yeah. But
We're
do we hit 6,000 before we hit 7,000? I feel
yeah,
like it's not that hard to have like a 5 to 10% flush or just, and look, it's just shaking out the hands. It's shaking out the chasers. It's shaking out the bag holders. It's like I think a 5 or 10% shakeout is good just to like position for it as opposed to never seeing it. It actually would drive me more crazy to see like no pullback, no pullback, no pullback, no pullback, and we hit 7,000. It's like what a stupid dip in April. Like seriously, to offer like virtually no pullbacks. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's like that's what's frustrating is what a good time to be trading in April at a discount, but what a terrible time to just feel like when is this market going to correct? And it never does. But that's also like what can happen, you know? So I'm kind of taking my, my strategic trades, which is I don't mind taking assignment, but I just refuse to like buy things at highs. It's like if I'm going to get an assignment, give me an assignment at 5, 10, 15, 20% cheaper, please. I'll take that assignment, but not at all-time highs, man.
Well, so looking at this, the average length of a bull market is around 46 months or 3.8 years. So when did the bear market in 2023 end? Was it 2024 or 2020?
They usually
There
last
was no bear
well,
market in 2023.
yeah, they usually
2022
last.
is our bear market. That was 9 months. That ended like late September, October 2022.
Okay, so we've been going, how many months is that? Almost.
I mean, you're talking 22, you're talking Q4 2022 to now, you've had virtually a 3-year bull market, which
And
is
the
stretching
average the
towards
average
36
bull
months.
market is 3.8 years. So
Yeah.
actually that kind of lines up with what we're saying about around midterms. We've been
Yeah,
talking
for sure,
about.
right?
So I mean, so personally, where I think there's one more near term event. I do think a lot of I think NVIDIA earnings on next week on Wednesday next week. No, they're 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, right? I think those are kind of like what are pinning up sort of these mixed earnings. I think the markets are probably going to climb until then. What happens after that? If NVIDIA I mean, performs again, I think that's kind of, we might be out of the clear, or in the clear, I mean. If they seem shaky, I think that could cause some market ramifications to the downside. But I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. The more people, the more that the stocks climb up, the more people say it's going to correct. It's going to correct. It's like, I feel like we're good until midterms. Just in terms of we know as the political
Or buy
comes.
and dip. Buy and dip to midterms as opposed to I think we're good. It's like I
Yeah,
think the market has to have some type of flush. It,
there's
it, it
not.
could be it could be a dip, it could be like a little pullback, it could be something kind of stupid like i.e. this week with inflation, it comes in high and the market drops 3, 4, 5%. Oh my gosh, that scares everybody. But It's a dip that you buy.
Yeah.
That's what I could see versus like it's 2017. The market has still never done what it did in 2017, which is every month it finished higher. Like it's obviously not happening this year because April was a crazy month, but yeah, I mean we're pulling that up again. That usually leads to like a bit of a dipper correction once you're up near that 100 number.
Yeah. So right. So this is again the fund. I don't know if they're fund. They are fund managers. Like what is it? Just professionals, right? The big shops. What their
Yeah,
participation.
it's mostly hedge funds.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is their exposure to the market. So, this goes up, it goes down. You kind of see it, how it relates to the movement of the S&P. Dipping below 80. I mean, dipping below 80 kind of means there's also a pullback. So if they're getting out, that's kind of a bad sign too.
Right.
And I guess if it hits 100, you're saying that basically then that's probably going to be a reversion. So yeah. So these are published every Wednesday. So just go to NAAIM exposure index. You can look at this every Wednesday. We'll probably have it up every Wednesday too, but you can look at it for yourself. Pretty interesting stuff. Yeah. So again, just for everybody I think I talked about this Oscar trade last week. I sold $15 puts about September 19th. So I think so this is I was talking just an update on this Oscar trade. I'm selling, if you're selling puts, because Chris was talking about that. I talked about this last week. I see some questions coming in. Selling puts is not shorting a stock. You don't really want to, that's not like, that's you're bullish. So if I'm selling these $15 puts on September 19th, that means I'm okay with collecting these shares.
Yep.
If they drop to that amount. Okay. So I'm not thinking it's going to go to $5. I'm thinking if I get in at 15 minus the 183 premium. So that's what, 13,
17.
17.
Yeah.
That means that my cost basis for this trade is down here, which is near very, very almost at the double bottom, which I view as a solid support zone. And I think Oscar has some growth opportunities ahead, even though earnings sucked, or they were okay, but that kind of stuff.
Can we just use a really simple example?
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about, I mean, everyone knows NVIDIA at this point. Everyone knows Tesla right now. NVIDIA is not crazy expensive after the split at 183. Does anybody want to own NVIDIA at the highs at 183? Because I certainly
Raise your
do
hand,
not.
folks, or say
I do
you
not.
do. So you hit.
Okay. But what I would say is if you look at a chart in NVIDIA and you go back to the, let's see here, the previous highs in January of this year, the previous highs in November of 2024, right around 153, I could probably look at a trade and say, you know what? I could put in a 150 put on NVIDIA. Chance of assignment at this point, I'd say the stock has received a ton of love. And I think there's still like a good runway on it to continue to go up as far as we're in the AI race and NVIDIA has like a head start against everyone else. It's probably still a good stock to have in the portfolio, but I don't want to buy right now at 183. In fact, I don't really want to short it necessarily because maybe we don't go down. But if I could just pull a trade in, Alex, I could look at an option chain, but 150.
I'm looking at it. So if
yeah,
you go out to September 19th, 150, you can get $1.34.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go out to what's the end of the year? If I went to December, January for a 150, December gets me $5, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I could get a $5. I can make $500 as long as NVIDIA stays over 150 by the end of the year. If we maintain some ounce of bullishness, NVIDIA is probably going to stay above 150. And if I took any assignment, I own it at 145. That's not a bad spot to start as far as getting a $40+ discount on NVIDIA.
Yeah. No, that's I actually might do that.
It's not a bad trade. I mean, it's totally not a bad trade.
No,
yeah.
I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, I get 515, 19 December. What's January?
Maybe a bit more. 150 strike is $6. Yeah. I can only go too wide on that ratio spread. I might do like a 155 by 150 ratio. And that gives me $10 credit. Nope, that's not right. Because I still the other, hang on. So I'll buy 155, 150. I get 484 and take off $10 ownership. So I could own shares at 140 if I were to have price drop all the way below 150 on NVIDIA by January 2026. I think that's a good income trade, dude. Plus, I have a $500 profit trap if I need it.
Yeah, I mean, you're going back even just to June of 24 for that. That's a lot of That's a lot
Like
of.
we'd have to give back a lot of ground, and it's like, and just look at it this way: take a fib from that low to high, like today being the high. Take a fib from there. It's like even if we have like a 30% pullback, a 38% pullback, a 50% pullback, we're usually, I mean, okay, so 38% gets me back to 147. That's a healthy Fibonacci level, but that's right in line with like that 150 to 130, or I guess 145 to 150, like
Yeah,
previous all-time highs, 150 resistance. Um,
and
yeah, it's
if you
not
take
bad.
150, you get $6. You're 140. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. And this is I mean, look at I mean, there's a lot of consolidation around that price too.
Sure.
Before the sell off and then the bump. So I mean, that's a solid one.
Yeah. So that's not a bad trade. I think this is probably project options edge for me as far as taking those trades. Like the IBIT ones, I'll add some of those for my income trades for project options edge. I might add in that NVIDIA trade. It's not bad. But again, if I'm taking the trade, I've got to be somewhat, my consensus is I've got to be somewhat bullish if I'm taking that trade. Meaning like the bear market's not upon us. I mean, everyone's talking about like when as soon as the Fed cuts, that's the trigger. I'm like, nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. And I mean, I think right now this current administration is showing that not just the US but globally, fiscal policy is almost more dominant than monetary policy right now. It has been since 2020. So
Hmm.
the Fed, I mean, I have look, I have a lot of respect for Jerome Powell, but I do think that he has been slow to all monetary policy decisions. Slow, like, and I'm not going to bully him and say he's Mr. Too Late, Mr. Loser. It's like I'm just saying that cutting 50 basis points in September last year threw the market off. This year, if they cut 25, 25, 25, I think it's a little bit more laid out that the market can absorb that and not really have like the sticker shock of having rates cut or aggressively change so quickly, because that's usually where the markets are caught off guard, is like the rate of change of something is so severe. Like Geof, I want to actually ask you on. We talked copper, I think last week when it was that crazy 25% move.
Right.
Are you interested in doing anything on copper?
Yes. Well, if copper can get back above 460, I'm going to be looking at buying like CCJ or FCX.
Okay. Yep.
But right now
What
it's
tickers are these?
CCJ or FCX.
Oh, Camco.
Yeah.
And
Um,
then Freeport McMoran.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then Freeport McMoran.
Yep.
I think both of those are, I mean, if we can get copper moving back up, right now it's just
FCX,
consolidating.
Alex. Sorry.
FCX.
Yeah.
FCX.
Yeah. It's just consolidating right now. And once it finishes that consolidation, if it'll start perking back up, I think these will be good buys.
Interesting. Why is CCJ? What CCJ is Camco? Why is that copper play? Thought that was your
Well,
rank.
it moves with it. I don't, that's the thing. I mean, I like it. If you want to look at like CopX or if you want to look at something like that, that's fine. But the FCX, also, what's the one? I just left my brain. Um, Dadgummit. I gotta look it up. It is no.
Ooh, this could be a fun little thing. Cannabis stocks rallying on Wall Street Journal report that Trump is weighing drug reclassification.
Well, and here's another thing. This is a question I have for you. We got retail earnings coming up in what, about a week and a half. So, and Target sucks, don't get me wrong, but if they're changing out CEOs and redoing their, you know, whole corporate entity kind of thing, I'm wondering if, with it down here, at $100, if it's not something to maybe look at, and I mean, on a longer term basis to try to scoop up. Like I said, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. Everything's down on it just because they screwed up. But I can't imagine Target going away either.
They
Right.
smell so good. They're my favorite smelling department store. Well, no,
Yeah.
they have that Target smell, man. They said so unique. It's like I smell it.
Target smell.
It's just Target. It's like that popcorn slash carpet smell.
Yeah. But I mean, it's something to kind of consider. I was going to wait till after the earnings came out just to kind of see how they did. But they are on a search for a new CEO, and the other guy is no leaving. He's been there for like 10 years or whatever, and he hadn't done all that great. So, and everybody loved Target for a while until they got themselves into a trap. And now I see that they're consolidating and holding these lows down here. I'm just wondering, if it's not something to scoop up at a lower price.
Yeah. Geof, you might be surprised to learn this. Probably not. I already have ratio spreads on target.
There you go. See?
Yep. Target, I've got an 80 by 75 out to December. That's already up about 71%. So I took
There
that a
you
while
go.
back when it was already like super beat up around those lows.
Yeah.
March and April, I took that ratio spread quite a ways out. So yeah, I'm already up a decent chunk. I think I'm going to let that one ride a little bit because I don't think we're going necessarily down, below 75, especially from
Right.
104. So yeah.
Yeah. I was just kind of, looking at, hey, we got retail coming up, and I thought, hey, Target I know has gotten beat up, and so I started looking at it this morning before we got into this thing, and thinking, hey, this might be something to kind of think about to the down. I mean, to maybe sell puts on it or something like that, and letting it go from there.
Yeah.
So
Looking at those premiums. Let's see where we at now. We're at 104. $90 will get you $1.43 on September 19th. So you'd be below like the recent bounce zone.
yeah, we went down to what, 87 or 88 or something like that on that little dip. So
The recent one?
yeah, the recent low right there.
88.
Yeah, 88, 87, 88 in there.
Yeah, something.
So that'll finance you down to that low.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Target's not going anywhere. I do. It is iconic. I don't know. Blockbuster was iconic too, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but I mean I think that's not a fair comparison to go from, VHSs to
Disruption.
DVDs to then having
Yeah.
Netflix stream. It's like I mean, unless you just go like Amazon only where it's like nobody goes to the store. It's like around here, like the Targets by us are still like packed parking lots.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how Target was so bad compared to Walmart going up to like $100 a share. I don't know what was the big divider there between why Target's been underperforming so badly or just the stock price has been so bad.
I think they got targeted by some of the DEI political stuff like 2 or 3 years ago. I think they got caught up in the political stuff. That kind of seemed like it started it from what I remember.
Yeah.
But and when it didn't look like they had great, and then I don't know if the earnings were related to that or not. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. It's not like Blockbuster. I like that. I like that trade too. I might take that one too. Might take Nvidia. We'll type these out. So like I'm looking. I don't know what Geof was thinking with that, but I mean, 19
Well,
September 25, $95 put or
yeah, I
99
mean,
put.
I was thinking about, doing, maybe going out to September or October, looking at something around the 95, 90 area for just, selling some puts on it and seeing if you get exercised on it. And then you got it from those lows down there. You don't have to risk a whole lot once you do that. I mean, we bust below $85. It's probably toast. And here we go with, going to flush the toilet on it. But I think right now, I think it's consolidated enough down here that I'd be willing to kind of probe it to the long side to see if this thing, I mean, if it just gets, bounces back up to that, first resistance there. I mean, you're talking about $120 from here at 103. So, I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking at.
Yeah. So if you go out to October 17th, you can get $200 at 90 strike, which is pretty juicy.
Yeah, that's $2.
Yeah.
Takes you down to 88 if you get a sign there.
Yeah, so I like that. Yeah, that's probably the one I would think, because then your base, yeah, I mean 87, high 87, 88, but I mean, yeah. And you could also go lower even out there and get, just if you wanted to go 85, you still get $1.22, but and then you'd be looking pretty good from any recent supportive bounces. Which one would you take?
All right. I've
85?
got you guys working on Target.
Target.
All right, I've got a trade. I'm going to post it here in the chat for everyone on NVIDIA. I'm doing something a little fancier, but I'll explain. I'm getting $4.94 credit on this trade, which isn't bad. And I wouldn't take any assignment until price is either 140 or 130, which is quite a discount. So I'm doing NVIDIA out to January 16. So I'll type this in while you guys finish up on NVIDIA
All
or
right,
on
what do
Target.
you
Sorry.
think? So Target, I'm saying 17th October 25, $90 put. That looks the best to me. I mean, $200.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
So folks, don't forget, you want to own this. You're okay, or at least you're okay with owning it at this
Right.
level. You know, you don't want, you're not necessarily thinking it's going to go to $40. Thinking it's going to go, that $88 is a steal, you know. Ingrid, I think everybody else can hear us. Maybe it's just your speaker. Try and turn your speakers on or something.
I got filled at 207.
Let me see if I can do it. What are we doing? What did I say? 90? October 17th?
Yeah, October 17th, 90 put. I got 207 for it.
Seven.
So let's
All right, I got my
11.
NVIDIA trades in there.
all right. Well, I'll be watching earnings earnestly now. See what's going on with
Yeah.
Target.
I mean, I realize that, with the naked puts in my trade, that there's a lot of risk, meaning like, look, I'm willing to own the share, so it's not really the risk in that direction. It's more because we're trading at 183. If we have like a $20 move to the downside, I'm taking on that potentially 200 shares of assignment at a $20 move. It's like I'm taking on like 4K of risk. So when I'm doing this on multiple accounts, I mean, I might see like a $20,000-$30,000 swing, but I still have the probability of profit sitting around right now, according to this, about an 88% chance of profit. Assignment risk would be pretty low. I mean, assignment risk is maybe around 10%, like 10 to 12% assignment risk. So I'll take that. And if I do own it and I own it at a pretty healthy discount, it's like, I mean, essentially I think we'd have to like see a pretty massive top in NVIDIA for it to be bad. I think we're
Yeah.
just going to keep kind of climbing, and I don't know. I think it's something that's going to continue to see some dip buying opportunities. As long as the broader market stays resilient and bullish, I think NVIDIA is right there. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of this market depends on 27th of NVIDIA. I think we kind of grind higher ahead of NVIDIA earnings because,
sure.
it's just like, I mean, it's just that's what's I think semis and AI. And it's like I don't know what the next thing will be. Like, how long will AI last? If there's Mag 7. Mag 7 is not really the thing now. It's like it's AI. I know
Yeah,
Mag
I think
7.
AI's got 5 to 10 years before it
Yeah,
ruins everything.
yeah. So that's
I
I'm gonna
mean,
plug in.
and
I
I
gotta
mean that
plug in
from the
my
worker
laptop.
standpoint. When all of a sudden nobody has a job because of AI, then we've gone too far. But that could be
Okay,
5 or 10 years
I get
away
that.
or more. You know?
I just thought that was kind of funny. Like destroys everything. We won't have anything left.
Yeah,
So
I mean it's from the worker standpoint. It's like I
yeah,
think I don't think people understand how when you displace millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of workers because now all of a sudden AI can do everything that we programmed it to do, it's like, well, what's the point? What's a person going to contribute to society outside of nothing?
right.
So it's like
Exactly.
that's the weird like dystopian future, but it's like is that where we're going to go, or are we going to have like bottlenecks and resource deficits along the way? It's like I don't think we have the power grid to support this AI dream. I think we're gonna like not hit the moon, if you will, of AI, because we're gonna realize like, oh, our like infrastructure and cost of energy and everything else is like, if it's not efficient enough, we'll just slow the whole process down. So anyway, but it's I don't know. I hope it doesn't come to like the negative stuff. I hope it's like we can somehow have, good stuff for shareholder value. Investors can make a ton of money, but I also don't want this to become like a late 1990s, early 2000s crash where it's like you've got companies with just straight funny money valuations that are never real, and they're just because it's AI and it's in the space of AI, they just do incredibly well, and ultimately they're just crap companies.
I
Which
mean,
at some point will cleanse. Like the market will cleanse itself and stuff like that eventually. It's just not now.
There's definitely some of those like sound. I don't know sound. We talking about sound earlier. I don't even know what
Like
sound.
sound, is that SoundHound? Yeah, I don't know.
AI voice assistant. I'm like every phone, Google, they all Amazon, they already have those. I'm not sure what they bring to the table. I don't know.
I just think just be careful on what you're throwing money at. It's like there's risk in everything. You know, I'm the type of trader that's like if I'm putting money on something, I've got to have some downside protection. I've got to have my NVIDIA trades. Yeah, there's a lot of there's potential risk there with naked puts, but it's like if the price gets assigned and I own it at a discount of let's say 25.5% off, it's like I mean when we fell from 150, I mean NVIDIA was down during an April crash like 43%. Okay, so I'm cutting that in half and going about a 25% discount, and sentiment is completely changed. The sentiment's totally different. Nvidia's still like the leader of the pack. Their margins are just like outrageous, and I still think they have like the biggest runway to have this competitive advantage until they don't. And at some point, like competition heats up, and maybe chips from like Tesla and maybe Apple, it's like maybe they get better. Maybe Intel, who knows? But until then, it's like Nvidia's like the only game in town that just they just get all the love from everything that's positive in semiconductors and chips and AI. You know,
Well, Trump just took out Intel, so I don't I'm not sure if they're going to be a competitor. See that last week? He was like, "This guy has too many ties that he should step down. He has too many ties to the Chinese." So I think
mm,
Intel's going to be going through some. I don't even know what happened to them. I think their stock sold off pretty hard. Yeah, and plus,
it's back up now. I mean, it sold off hard, but it's back up,
it
like
was, or
gap
maybe
filling.
on earnings too. I don't know when Trump said that. It was ahead of earnings or before earnings, but maybe it was this gap actually after this gap down. Um, yeah, I mean, there's honestly like there's a ton of put selling opportunities here. It's like, what do you want to buy at a discount? Palantir,
Well, I would think that with the AI stuff that we were just talking about, why, well, SMR ought to be doing pretty well. URA ought to be doing pretty well. Um, and I mean, it's got a little bit of a pullback in here, but I mean, why not look to see if you can't scoop this thing up for, $20 or whatever it is.
yeah, I wonder what the so Palantir has you go out to October 17th to go to 150. You can get that's
Gosh,
let me
Palantir's insane, man.
I
Oh,
know, but I'm
it
saying like
is.
It's
the
insane.
other one is Palantir going anywhere? Because like man, if you could own Palantir at 130, the pretty I mean, I feel like that's a pretty good deal. But I mean 130 you get $1.56. It's not bad. You go 140, you can start getting into 235 October 17th. And then 140, what was that one? Yeah, 140, you'd be so what does it say? A dollar 235. So you're really getting in at like 138.60 or so. Or a dot what is it? 55, 45. So you got down here before this recent move up. I don't know. Interesting. And then you said SMR. Let's look at the SMR. Yeah, I don't know about the pound. I want to think about that. I mean, Palantir, but like I don't know. Does Palantir it had government contracts? It's ahead of it's in lots of government contracts, not just in defense, but in the IRS and stuff like that. Even the State Department cables are being written by Palantir AI now. Um, drone is in the cutting edge of drone warfare. So I don't know, man. I don't know. The Palantir is it going to be $500 soon? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna look up and see what at least fair market value is.
It has really good forward price to earnings. I forget what it was. Um, let me see.
Yeah, I mean it's trading at a almost 600 times multiple.
Yeah, but what's the
Fair value,
forward?
fair value $75.
Oh,
Ugh. Yeah, it's just hard to. It's just. I mean, it's hyped. I'm not saying it's not gonna continue to go higher just because there's so much like love and momentum behind it, but it's one of those things where it's like that's one that I'd sell puts on all day. I do ratio spreads and puts all day. I would never just buy it at 186. I think that's a crazy. I don't want to be a bag holder on the thing if we have like a 20, 30, 40% correction, you know.
Yeah,
well, that
So
new core weave is basically the same way. Is it core weave? What is it called?
core wave.
CRWV.
Yeah, core wave.
Yeah, core weave. I mean, that thing's been kind of smoking along here, and all of a sudden got a little correction, but now it's bouncing back up.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
And that's an IPO.
Yeah. Oh, Fly is doing. What do you think about Fly? I don't know. I guess they're a space company, but I don't really know what they do exactly.
Just just don't touch stuff like that. You have no idea what you're getting into, you
Yeah.
know?
It could be interesting. We do have, I mean, this could be the start of some interesting IPOs though. Anduril.
Yeah. IPOs have made I'd say a much more impressive comeback than I thought. I mean, IPOs were pretty much dead for the last couple of years. SPACs were dead since 2022. So
Yeah.
it's like now we're just getting things going public that are just ripping right out of the gates. But in typical fashion, I mean, you get usually like the IPO pop, the IPO dump, and then they base, and that's like where you get in. So I rarely play the initial IPO. I usually wait to see like where it rips up to, falls back down, and I'm kind of looking around that like base. Like for example, I mean, I'll go back to old school Meta back in like 2000, whenever it was. When was Meta's IPO? Like 2010, 11, something like that.
Yeah, as in
Um,
there.
I mean, I picked up shares and I think it was like maybe 25 or 30 bucks when I bought shares of Meta. Maybe
Yeah,
40. I don't remember what but it's like it ripped up a bunch and it fell back down. It's like I waited. But I also that's 14 years ago, so what do I know?
that came out at what, 37 and jumped up to like 53, then it dumped to
Yeah,
like
I
15
waited to
bucks.
get back to 40 bucks. It dumped like way below the IPO price, and that's
Yeah.
kind of where I started to take some bites.
Yeah. Circle. I also don't know what they do. They get popular. They're,
Yeah, that was the stablecoin thing, right? I think Circle was all about like
yeah, that's
stablecoin.
right. That's
Yeah,
right. They look like they have a little bit of a base forming. I love how you can't even see a 200 moving average though.
there's just not enough history.
No,
Yeah,
looks can't even see the only half of the 20.
yeah,
uh
right.
yes, a circle, and then what was I forget what I was just looking at, but yeah, I mean it looks like a nice base here. Oh yeah, souls. I just saw it. Souls might be an interesting play because so Ether hit um that critical 4,000 broke over that 4,000 mark. And then the ETHA, which actually some of people, I think if you're in my Telegram, you saw that unusual options flow trade. We're up about 12, 15%. I have to check 11% right now on that today. But um, yeah, I don't know. Solana is another one that gets cheaper than ETHA or IBIT. Not, it's not as popular. It's going to be a little more volatile, as you can see, but if you are looking for something, I'm not saying do it, but I'm just saying keep an eye on it. This is like it's got some crossovers happening. So we'll see. I'm gonna just keep this on the watch list. Sandra's getting a credit of $9. That's pretty
Or
for yours.
nice, dude. I mean, that's awesome. Um,
Yeah,
59,
he's not doing a
56,
butterfly.
53, 50. That must be IBIT. IBIT was like the 850 credit. NVIDIA was like 495.
Did you post IBIT?
I'm doing that now.
Oh, word.
Yep. So 12, it's IBIT. Yeah, it's getting posted here. That one's going to be a little more capital intensive because I'm willing to own 400 shares. But I've got it all written out. So in order to get assigned, we'd have to have price below 59, 56, 53, and 50. Taking the credit, you have to do some math where you add up all those for your averages, and then you have to take the 850 credit divided by 4 because I would have 400 shares. So I'd split that credit. That's where my break even to sit at 52.37. So
You got that, Sandra, or everyone?
new trade will all shares have assigned. Yep, and I'm putting in the NVIDIA one as well. So my IBIT trades and NVIDIA trades are posted.
All right, everybody see those? I want to talk about Apple just to wrap up here. Pretty crazy price action on Apple last week. Insane.
Best week since 2020.
Yeah, insane week. The golden apple works, I guess. Tim Cook gave Trump a golden apple. Look what happened to the share price. I mean, they were just languishing in 220. I'm actually going to talk about in a second here, how we actually target weekly income off of Apple, right? So regardless of whether this thing pops up, keeps on going up, if it retraces, fills this gap, if it just kind of stays sideways in this consolidation channel, or forms a consolidation channel. I'm going to tell everyone here like sort of how we can target, weekly income on Apple. Just trading Apple either also, nothing else. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, 220 seemed to me like a big resistance zone. Now that we're out of it, oh man, let's see, what was the I don't know. Yeah, 230. I mean, 230 at least. I'm thinking. I think we're gonna just keep on floating higher. Now, that's also good for August. If Apple keeps on floating higher for the rest of the month, that's gonna help the markets stay higher for the rest of August too. What do you think?
Well, the only
Stay
thing
high,
I'd
go
say,
higher or stay higher. Like I don't know, man. I don't think we necessarily break 64.25, 64.30 with a bunch of momentum. I think we could poke, but I don't think we stay there. I mean, unless we're about to see a correction in September, it's like I don't know why August would be like a great month. Usually August is sideways, September is a down, and then it picks itself up in October, November, December. So we have the Santa rally, holiday rally.
I
But
guess you have
a
to
dip's
have
coming, man. I just we can't not have something. We can't not have. We had 3%. That's nothing. 3% is nothing. So like 5 to 10, give us something to, like I said, shake out the weak hands. Let's see where the conviction is. Rattle the markets for a second. Get a high jump in the VIX, and let's. I mean, I'm just going to sell some premium. That's what I'm waiting for. Is just like an opportunity to deploy some capital. But Apple, I mean, literally last week's gains, I think a lot of it was Apple. Apple had the best year in, or the best week in like 5 years, man. And that was after like the
yeah.
post-COVID recovery. So
that's
um
crazy.
it was wild. Yeah. But
Four,
that was a kiss the ring all day, dude. Tim Cook and Donald Trump talking like that was kiss the ring straight up.
$3.5 trillion shouldn't move like this, or however much they are.
I
2
totally
trillion.
agree.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, September they come out with their new gadgets, so watch out for that.
Oh, that's gonna be horrible. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
long.
Are they
Okay,
going to add
I'm
one more
long Apple for the
megapixel
rest of the
camera?
month, but I'm long Apple for the rest of the month, not long when that happens.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, this.
That's my only worry about buying Apple right now is you got September coming up, and
Yeah.
past 2 years they sucked, and I bet they do it again.
Yeah,
Suck. I think those finger paintings you bring home and they suck.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, dude. I'm the good news is like, so what I'm gonna show everyone how to do today is basically you don't have to own Apple, right? But you can still basically turn it into a weekly dividend machine,
Sure.
right? Catch weekly cash payouts from Apple. Is September historically the worst month for the stock market? Like I thought it was August.
No, it's
September's
September.
usually the worst, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's back to school. Nobody wants to trade over the summer. Keep on everybody just becomes day traders over the summer, goes back to school after they've lost all their money.
It's all that tax loss harvesting, man.
Yeah.
August, September. What didn't work, you just take the heat for it, close it all out.
Yeah.
Confuse your CPAs for next year.
Yeah. So, oh yeah. So, I want to tell everybody this. So basically, I am long for the rest of August. I do think I'm with Geof that, Apple in September with the new product releases is probably going to be a bummer. It's going to be a disappointment like it's been for everyone. New product release for like 3 or 4 years. But the good news is you don't actually have to own Apple. You can still kind of turn it into a weekly dividend machine, still collect weekly cash payouts from, or at least target weekly cash payouts. It's something we've been doing for 2 years. So this strategy is well tested. Live trades for 2 years long, and it's been working really, really well. So let me go ahead and just pull that up and show folks, how it works.